Okay, this is a video on percent. Okay, so when we use percent, we're using a scale that starts at 0 and goes all the way up to 100. So 0% to 100%. Halfway we have 50%, and all the other numbers in between, of course. So let's say we're just trying to convert stuff. Let's start with that. Okay, so let's say we had a decimal number. So we can convert a decimal into a percent. So a decimal into a percent. So let's say our decimal was 0.25. So if you want to convert that decimal into a percent, you simply multiply it by 100, which will make it 25%. If you think about it on like a number line kind of a deal, between 0 and 1, if you had to plot the decimal number 0.25, it would occur right here. This would be like 0.5, 0.7.5, and 1. So if you think about it, from 0 to 0.25, we're like a quarter of the way to 1, or we're 25% of the way to 1. Okay, let's do another decimal. Let's say you had 0.5, and you want to write that as a percent. We simply multiply it by 100, which would give us 50%. Let's try another one. Let's say you had 0.82, and we want to write that as a percent. Oh, still multiply it by 100, giving you 82%. A quick way to do this is to just move the decimal place 2 spots to the right. That's how we got 25. And the 50, 1, 2, we just fill in that missing thing with the 0. The 82, 1, 2, so 82%. So that's just a quick way to do it. Okay, what if we wanted to put a fraction as a percent? So we already know how to do a decimal to a percent. So let's put a fraction to a decimal and then make it a percent. So if I had the fraction 1 over 4, I know I can turn that into a decimal by just dividing it, by doing 1 divided by 4. And I know 1 divided by 4 would be 0.25. And if I wanted to convert that to a percent, I already know how to do that. I just multiply it by 100, giving me 25%. Let's try the fraction, 3 over 8. So like we said before, first step, let's change 3 over 8 into a decimal. So 3 divided by 8, equals 0.375. Okay, now let's multiply that by 100. And we also know you can move the decimal 2 places over, giving us 37.5%. Now, depending on how you want to round things, you can leave it like that, totally fine. But just in terms of rounding, if we ever wanted to round to the nearest percent, meaning we don't want a decimal, since this number after the decimal is 5, so anything that's 5 or higher, we always round it up. So 37.5 would actually become 38%. If it was 37.4, then it would become 37%. But if the number after the decimal place is a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, then we round up. Okay, so that's how we do decimals to percent, fractions to percents. What if we wanted to find the percent of a number? Sometimes this is handy for taxes or discounts. Okay, so the percent of a number. So let's say we wanted to find 25% of, let's say 40. What's 25% of 40? We're saying like, what's a quarter of 40? Okay, so first of all, you can't multiply a percent by a number. You can't do operations using percents. So one way to do this question would be to change your percent into a decimal so we can work with it. So remember when we changed a decimal into a percent, we multiplied by 100? So to actually go the other way, we have to divide by 100. So 25 divided by 100 would equal 0.25. Often the word of in math means to multiply. So 25% of 40 can be done by doing 0.25 times 40, which would be 10. Okay, and another way to think about that is to think about, like, I don't know, a situation like, let's say you were driving. I can't think of a better one. Okay, you're driving somewhere. Here's your start. Here's your starting line right here. And you have to drive 40 kilometers. Here's your finish line. This is your car. I don't know how to draw very well. Okay, there's some wheels. You got like a window or two. Okay, cool. You're driving. You have to drive a total of 40 kilometers to get to the finish line. So actually, let's make this more like a number line. Here, you're starting at 0 and you're driving 40 kilometers total. Okay, let's say you just got halfway and then you ran out of gas. Okay, if you got halfway to the finish line, how many kilometers did you go? Halfway, you only went 20 kilometers. Okay, what if you only drove a quarter of the way? Well, that would be 10 kilometers. So you can see how like a quarter of 40 or 25% of 40 is 10. So it's like 1/4 of the way there. So if we broke up 40 into 4 sections, so 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 4 equal sections of 10, then to get 25% of them, that's just a quarter of the way there. So it's like you're making this scale actually out of 100. So 0% to 100%. This is 50. This is 25. And this is 75. So we know that 10 kilometers is 25%. So you take whatever your measurements are, like in this case it's like 40. So 0 to 40. But you change it into a percent scale. So your percent scale always goes 0 to 100. So you have to change, okay, I actually have 0 to 40. Yeah, so that's one way to look at it. Now we can do some quick math too, like what would 50% of 40 be? Halfway. So that would be 20 kilometers, or 20. I know this is not really in terms of kilometers, I just made that the situation. What's 75% of 40? Well, that would be 30. And you can break it down even more. Like, let's say you just wanted to find out what 10% of 40 is. Okay, so then you'd have to break it into like 10 equal sections. So if you broke it into 10 equal sections, then out of 100, you'd have to break it into 10 sections. So how could you break 40 kilometers up into 10 equal sections? Well, how about sections of 4? Like 4 kilometers, 8 kilometers, 10 kilometers, etc. So that's how you're kind of working with percents. But the quick math way is to change it to a decimal and then multiply it by that number. That's a quick way. Okay, so let's just do one more the quick way. Let's say you wanted to find out what is 70% of, let's do it in terms of money. Yeah, wait, let's not do 70. Let's just say you had a sale and it was like 15% off. 15% off, and you wanted to buy, let's say you wanted to buy this cool backpack that was like $50. And you're like, ooh, I get 15% off. Awesome. Oh my God, what is 15% of 50? So you'd have to do like, okay, let's change the percent to a decimal. So 0.15 multiply by 50. So we can figure out, okay, what is 15% of 50? It is $7.50. So that means we actually save $7.50. So we can subtract $7.50. Making it $42.50. Is that right? So now we get the backpack for $42.50. So sometimes it's good to know this for like discounts. And you know what? Like if I was shopping and I wanted to do it in my head, one quick thing that a lot of people know is 10% is really easy to figure out. So if you wanted to find 10% of 30, let's say. So if we did like 0.10 times 30, we would get 3. So 10% of the number is actually the same as moving this decimal one place over to the left. So it's actually 3. So see how we could find like, what's 10% of 80? 8. So see, you move the decimal place over, 8. What's 10% of 33? So what would 10% of 33 be? So if you had the decimal here and you moved it over, 3.3. What's 10% of 45? 4.5. So you're always just moving the decimal one place over. So it's kind of easy to figure out. 10% is always a nice number. And then I know if I have 15%, I could figure it out quickly by doing, okay, I know 10% of 50 would be 5. And then I need another 5%. So half of 5 would be 2.5. And adding those together would be 7.5. Anyways, you don't have to know that. I just thought like, sometimes it's cool doing like some quick math in your head. Okay, guys. So I hope that helps. A little percent video.